the process of getting thinking aloud. It's useful. Okay, so I'm going to demo and explain WebSocket in the via this demo of a chat app. So I have the chat app already. You guys do it from your fork. Okay. So I'm going to go back to lecture 8.1 start here. Git checkout. Lecture 8.1 start. Now when you clone this app, please spend a little bit of time. This is why pair programming is actually useful too. See what we have built so far. You look at the schema. I have a chat room and a message. Okay, a chat room just have a topic, and I have user and chat room. That's it. Where are my users? Okay, they're here. When you see this, you know that I use device. Okay, there's a lot of fields in here. You can take a quick look at the gem file. It's not much. I already add device and Booma, the two things you probably use the most. Okay, take a look at application layout. I just have some standard application layout. There's nothing special in here. And you can notice immediately that there's some flash messages missing. So maybe we have to add that. Okay. So I'm going to do Rails DB create migrate stuff. For this app, there's no need to seed because it's very easy to create a chat room. So I'm going to go ahead and directly go into localhost. That's the wrong one. And it crashed because I have this on the server on another app. Great. We're good, right? So I'm going to do the announcement feature first. Flash messages. And so the goal is that if there is an announcement, when I hit create, it will send when I've created an announcement, it will send a message here to people. So
after they log in, right? Because this is the.
Yeah, technically it could be anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So first, let's look at flash messages. I add the flash messages first here. I am going to copy the flash messages code. You guys have seen this before, right? Where do we put it? Okay, here, right? In helper. So now normally you see this flash messages like this. Here's the cool part before we learn WebSocket. I added one more argument so that in application layout here, after navbar, what do I display, guys? Normally you do this, right? Why not just pass in a flash object? Okay. It means I can now test. You always pass in the flash object, but if you want to test this, I can even test it in the terminal. You can get any of the helper method by using the helper object. So flash messages. Now it will take one argument. What is that argument like? It's a flash object, right? It will have a key and a value, right? So then now you can say, oh, it will be like this argument. It's like this with success hello world, right? So you can see that it will display the HTML. Right, so this is optional because in Ruby, if you have hash as an argument, are we okay with this? That's optional. If you want, this is optional too, but normally try to keep the parentheses because it's easier to read. This is easier to read than this. Do you agree with me? So that's nice. So I actually can do an error like not bad. Look at that. I have a div, and then the first div, and the second div. It looks like my flash messages work well. Let's test how it looks on the browser. So on the home page, home controller here, you can set flash. Do we know how to set a flash? Success. I'm going to try the 3 error and notice. It's up to you really, but we tend to stick with these 3 guys, yeah? And then if you load this home page, you see them. Now here's the problematic part that you all should know. If I set this, it's good for this request and it's good for the next request. It's normally meant for you to set so you can do redirect to. If you set it now, look, I delete all of them now. I reload this page, I still see them. You see that? And I reload one more time, then it's gone. So if you don't use redirect, then you should use flash now. Then it only appears once. If I comment them out, I load the page, it's gone. Sometimes it's quite useful to display error messages this way. Flash now, okay? Not later, right? So flash is quite similar to the session thing. You can set session, user ID, imagine that. Flash is like that. It stays, but it only stays in one request. Session will stay until you clear it. Okay, so that's about flash. And I have the display flash messages. So I'm going to commit my changes. What have I done so far? I don't want these 3 lines. Okay, that's fine. Just leave them. Okay, delete them. I add the flash messages. You guys see this? So commit, right? Display flash messages. But if I have an announcement to make and I want the user to see this, what the user is looking right now is an HTTP request. And HTTP is like I send you a mail or send you a text message, yeah, right? And then you read it and then respond back to me. WebSocket is like I pick up the phone and call you. What's the difference? You're still there. I know you're still there. The phone hasn't hung up. You and I can talk at the same time. And we can hear each other. So I say something, you say something, so it's a duplex, right, connection. Now, we need something that provides that. And Rails can do something really clever. Rails server process, and Rails can set it up so that it supports the WebSocket connection. But then its Rails server is running the Rails server for you. You can talk to it over the WebSocket protocol. I'm going to try it right now. I will try it by generating a channel. I'm going to call this an announcement channel. Okay? Now you can name it anything. This may be a hard word to type. Be really careful, yeah? Like if you do a typo later, it's like, why does it not work? You know. So I'm gonna just be really careful with this word. It didn't happen to me this time, but I've seen, it probably happened to me in the past. So there is this file right here. It create one more file in. It's called the announcement file. It's in JavaScript channel. So you have one. All the JavaScript files will be loaded automatically for you. Does anyone know why? Because application.js here,
We have the tree.
it does this. Require tree, so it loads the entire folder. Yeah? Sometimes you don't like this. I don't like this very much, but it's kind of convenient for this tree. Yeah. Sometimes you want to control the order it loads. Right now, it just load them in this order, yeah? Okay. So I know this file is,
Which order?
I believe it is alphabetical, except this file. But I cannot be sure. You should probably, if you want to test it, go into each file and write cable.js is loaded, right? Go into this one, chatroom.js. Go into here. Okay, what happened there? Go in here and then this is, whoops, I did not copy from that. Let's see, I copy this line. You can delete all this extra stuff. Now, feel free to delete these empty files, guys. Alright, but I have them, so I just to show you guys that debugging is really useful. None of this I need right now, but I need the guy up there because I'm going to introduce the WebSocket, and WebSocket is done between the JavaScript on the browser and the server. Okay, so
I have one quick question.
sure.
Something very basic, but I actually was confused by this. When we load Boma and we did the custom variables, we had to load kind of the custom variables first.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm confused is, in my head, first we would load Boma and have the declared variables, and then we would overwrite. So why wouldn't I want it to be second?
Great question. Absolutely. Does anyone know the answer?
It is like you declare about, for example, for color, you set the custom variable as a black, you define what black is, and the Luma load that variable as a black.
Yeah. So both of you are right.
Yeah, you want to load the custom variables first, so when you load Boma, it can
Right.
take from the custom variables and load it and set it up that way. So
Yeah. So I'll explain. So Boomart is a big file. If you right now load this right here, you can see it. Click here, and you see the stuff here that is from Boomart. You see this? And it has something like, I'm going to copy very quickly, right? They have something that is called, let's say, navbar here. All right, I'll copy this code. So imagine Boomart has this in the code. Okay, this is Boomart. When you import Boomart, you get this. The way Boomart code is written, it's that it does something like this. This white is a variable, and the way it's written is that it will say this white variable need to be defined somewhere. So Boomart defined it. Boomart does not define it like this. Boomart will define it is like use white if exists. If not, use this. Okay? So Boomart has this file. And therefore, before you load Boomart, if you define white to be this black color, okay, then all of this now will be ignored. No, not use white. Oh yeah, correct. So this white is now it exists. So Boomart will not define one for itself. So here it allows you to customize Boomart's core variables. Now, when do you overwrite after you load Boomart? You want to overwrite the navbar itself. Then you say, actually, I don't care about the coloring. I actually want to just give it another new color. So you see, because if you change this, you change everything that is called white in Boomart. You may not like this, right? So you're like, I don't want to change everything. I just want to change my navbar. This is a lot safer. And then you just define your new white to be this, pink color, pinkish color, or whatever, Did I just get pink? You are welcome. I was just lucky. All right, so, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Perfect. So you know, this is I have nothing here, but notice later you have to do like import home controller. You know, this not home controller, home CSS itself. So notice in CSS, I don't like requiring everything. I like to specify the order, and I don't like the way Rails does it with CSS. We change it to SCSS. Pretty much all of you should just do this. And SCSS is reliable here. It loads this way. It's good. And the variables you define in this file, you can use it in the home CSS as well. Okay, back to JavaScript. You ready to run this page? So when I run this, you see cable, chat, home, messages. So it's really alphabetical. Okay, so whenever in doubt, just do console.log in there.
Announcements loads last, the first thing,
Announcement. I don't have it. I haven't signaled anything. So thank you. So I'm going to say loading announcements. Okay, or maybe I put it at the bottom. Just okay. So interesting, right? Why? It's technically announcement is in channel. Channel is before chat room, right? Here it VS Code move your folder up, the files up. But if it's alphabetical, this is alphabetical. Okay. Now let's look at the channel stuff. This is what we're learning. So Rails define a variable called app. So you're just reading JavaScript here. You're still not familiar with this call, this, and function. Don't worry. All it's doing is defining the app variable, and it just say if it exists, don't touch it. If it doesn't, give it an empty object. Now after that, and you give it the first attribute, right? First key in the object, and here is action cable.create consumer. This consumer is your browser. Well, part of your browser. But yes, so in each browser we run it once. Yeah. So technically, I actually have that app. Do you guys see that? And in JavaScript, the hash thing is called an object. A hash is an object, right? A hash is in Ruby. An object is in JavaScript. And you see that I have something called cable here. What is it? This is cable. And then this create consumer function runs a few things. It has a connection and a subscription. We don't have to worry about it yet. And it knows where to connect to. Okay? Where to connect to. WS, localhost, blah, blah. Okay, that's interesting. What is this WS thing? We only learned HTTP and HTTPS so far. So there is something called WS localhost like this. Except you cannot type it here. Right? So how do we get there? JavaScript can get there. So if you Google WebSocket API, there is a JavaScript function to call the WebSocket address, but Rails take care of it, so you don't have to remember it. Okay, so WS. I talked about it before, but I forgot. Like WebSocket new something. New WebSocket with an address. So it will look like this. It will look like this. You create a new socket, point to an address. Okay? Now I'm going to try that right now just to show you guys. Rails server right here. I create a new socket. Now Rails does it for us, but here's just an idea. 3000/cable. That's a URL. If I do that now, it will visit as a socket. You see the word socket here? It's different from HTML. So when you read the log, you kind of know. Okay, I just make a query. This is not Ajax. I just open a socket between my browser and the server. And this socket variable, I can do stuff with it. Now you don't have to learn this one because Rails take care of it. just understand that's how the socket is connected.
And by default, it's like a
Yeah, so that. Yeah. All right. So now notice this, guys. You have not seen this before, right? You see all this successfully upgraded to WebSocket. So someone can visit this normally. You've seen this before. Started get this stuff you've seen before. That's HTML. Ever since I created this announcement stuff, you start to see this WebSocket noise in your log. Why? It's creating a consumer and it's trying to connect with the Rails server, the Rails socket server. So the next step for you to do in here is I'm just gonna go to announcement.js and I just type something in here. So I say connected. So I know whether I can connect, it's connected or not, right? I say this is disconnected. Okay? And then here I can say log received. Hey, there's a variable, so maybe I can say received data. Call when the subscription is ready for use. Call when it's terminated. Call when there's the data that the server sent to you. This file is run on the server or browser. Server or browser.
Which one?
This file, announcement.js.
Browser.
It's a browser, it's JavaScript. So now, check this out. I load this. You see the word connected? Now I'm going to quit the server, Control C. You see the word disconnected? Picking up the phone, hanging up the phone. Right? So, it's now connected again. Do you guys see that? Now watch this, right? I have another one. Oops, not this guy. I get another browser. And then it's now I have two connected stuff. And if I connected, now if I change this, cancel, right? So it's disconnected. Sometimes if you can't, now again, if I run this and I quit this guy, you might be able to see here how many clients when they talk to each other. So do you see back to connected again? Back to connected again. If I close. And this is now finished. Cool? It's the kind of stuff that, like, look, before you quit, you can actually tell, hey, I'm going. I'll send some Ajax request. That's cool, right? Now you can actually track or pop up a page that say, hey, why are you leaving? And why do you close the browser? Right? Like, do you want to buy this? It's 50% off. Okay. There's a different function, window unload, that's just pure JavaScript. That's like, if you close the browser, the tab, it can pop that up. But here's another way you can trigger it. This is a way to silently track, how much, time the user spent on the page. Okay, so I want to send that announcement thing, and here's the key concept to use. You may have many channels, so there's a way for the browser to subscribe to multiple channels. Right now it's just connected, but connected to what? I'm going to print this out very quickly. The word this JavaScript, it's referring to this new subscription that is created. So I will ask you guys to write this, because when you print it out, it's nice to read. Look, you have a connected function, disconnected function, and receive function like this. Okay, but where is it connected to? Announcement channel. Here's remember this, okay? Connected, disconnected, receive. Here's the server side. It's very similar to your controller. You don't use controller, you're using channels. Where's my channel? It's right here. In announcement channel, this is where you're describing, this is where it's deciding what it's connected to. So I'm gonna add something here. Stream from announcement. So you can put any name. But it's now complete. These guys on the browser is now connected to the stream, announcement stream. For example, one chat room 1 and chat room 2, chat room 2, 3, they're all different streams. You should not mix them up. So I have one stream. I create one stream announcement. And then the announcement.js is now connected to that. Okay? So if I load this right now, good. It's still the same. So when you have a stream, when you say, now it's like I'm connecting to the tổng đài, what's the word? Operator, right? Now someone's going to be able to broadcast. The operator can broadcast to all the guys. So I'm going to try to do this. When I load one page, a home controller, this is a really dumb example. Action, this is broadcasting. This is a syntax. Action cable server dot broadcast. Where do you think I should broadcast to? Yes, the same name. I broadcast to the same guy that I just defined in the channel, right? I broadcast to this one, and this guy is streaming. It's like, you know, television streaming. I broadcast from, where's my home controller again? Here, right? Okay, almost there. All right, broadcast this. Now you can start sending data. The data here is a hash. Okay? This now I can broadcast anything. Hello. Well, maybe data will be like title, right? Hello world. Subject. I don't know. Body. What's up? Okay? Now you know you tend to see people see, okay, this is a string as a first argument. Again, this is a method, okay? That's the first argument. The second argument is a hash, and there's nothing else after it, so you can remove the curly braces. You guys still with me on that one? Okay? And so I broadcast this. So, for example, hello world, what's up? All right. When is this broadcasting taking place? When I load this page. All right, so I'm going to load a few more pages here. That's one. I'll just load the second page here. That's it. Clear this so you guys don't have to see too much. Uh-oh. Wrong button. Clear this right here. All right. This one is now loaded. This one, refresh. I just reloaded the first page, and this guy received the data. This is how you can track if someone just entered the room, right? So that's nice.
An announcement, hey, new user entered.
Yeah. Right? Except right now it's just one channel. Now where is this receive object from? Yeah, it's in that announcement.js file. Do you guys see that I did this? This is the most powerful one, right? Connected, disconnected, and received. You can define custom action later, but for now, let's just learn how to use receive well. Okay? Full? Is it yours? No, thank you. No, don't worry. Okay, so ask me something. Besides broadcasting from home controller, where do you think we should try broadcasting? So it's easy to test.
Rooms?
Huh?
Rooms?
Rooms? No, we're talking about code here. Don't you want to try broadcasting without just reloading the page? Yeah? Okay, so let's try it. And then probably you can guess what's going to happen. Action cable.server broadcast announcement. I'm going to send anything. Data is like 1, 2, 3. Okay? And you press enter and it says it's broadcasting and it doesn't work. I try up here. Okay, so this will be broadcast. Data is 1, 2, 3. Alright. I open a different page here. I reload that. Okay. Whoops. Let's reload one more time. This guy needs to be reconnected. Come on. And then this reload. It received data 1, 2, 3 and it works. What's going on? I actually explained this before I started. So if anyone has good memories. Right now, Rails is taking care of both servers for you. And it's in this process. A process is a computer science word, right? This is a process that's running right now. You can talk to this process. It has its memory. It can have multiple threads. But it's a process. Okay? This is now, Rails console is a different process. So this guy, Rails, even though it can handle WebSocket, but it cannot handle something from a different process. That sounds stupid. Because that's why I don't want this to happen to you. That's why I'm going to make changes. Right? It makes it very confusing. Okay? It's just a limitation. You need something more powerful than a Ruby server. You can use PostgreSQL for it, but it's too early. PostgreSQL is really powerful. I'm going to introduce you to something else. It's a de facto thing. We use it all the time in real world app. It's called Redis. So it's under config here. There's a file called cable, action cable. That's why it's called cable. And you see when you deploy to Heroku, you're going to use a Redis server. Technically, when you deploy to Heroku, guys, you have to use an add-on. Your database on Heroku is an add-on. It's a PostgreSQL add-on. It's a database server. Redis is another database server. Okay? And it's just very mature, so it will look something like this. Redis URL. This is how you use it on production. Your database, by the way, it used database URL environment variable. For your local machine, I give you guys code to start this. It will be this adapter. Now to do action cable, you have to use adapter Redis. Don't use async because async caused you this problem. Okay, I will explain more in the lab already. So I will say adapter is Redis and the URL is your Redis server. The Windows people may have to suffer a little bit. You have to install Redis, yeah? And if you cannot, we may create a Redis server somewhere else for you to use. But right now, I'm going to use my own. I run it on my machine. A Redis database server will run it at this port, 6379. Okay? And this is optional. It's just to prevent conflict between different apps and different channels. So I change this to this. Okay? And I have to go to the gem file. I change to use the Redis gem. And I'm going to run bundle. And I have to install Redis server. I already installed it. On a Windows machine, there's an instruction in there. On a Mac, you do brew install Redis server. I think Redis is enough. And on Ubuntu, sudo apt-get install Redis server. Okay. So now I do this. Redis server. This is like running your PostgreSQL database. Okay, so you have another database in the background. Okay? Some of you, I don't know if any one of you have tried, you can do Rails DB. This is how you can talk to the database directly. Has anyone tried this? So, for example, you can do select, I think you can show the describe, see, you see the describe tables. You can actually go into the user here, you can type select star from users, and it display all the users. Okay, I have no users. That's weird. Oh yeah, I haven't signed up. Yeah, this is an empty database. So anyways, you can go here and you can practice some of your cool things, right? Limit 5 records, something like that, and then press enter. Anyway, so that is Rails DB. That's database PostgreSQL. But I am at Redis server. I already have Redis server running, so I'm not running it. It just say that it's already there. There is a Redis command line. There is no data type. It's Redis really powerful. It can support many types of data, but it's not like string, integer, like PostgreSQL. For now, just pretend that it's really dumb, but it's not dumb, okay? It can handle JSON and stuff. You can do something like this. Set name, it has autocomplete. This is Redis server. Just learn only the very minimum thing here. I can store the string Harley into the key name. And I can make it expire in how many seconds, okay? Something like that. There's some extra stuff. I just do this, three words. Set name Harley. Is that okay? When you need to get it out, it's like saving it somewhere, right? Get name. Set age 21, get age. That is Redis, and that's powerful enough to do a lot of things for us. It can store JSON, but we're not doing it. I think you can say get stars. I actually forgot. Yeah, everything is a string. So I have here keys. So there's a value keys where you can filter them. So let's say, keys. You can display the list of keys. You can search, right? You can search like maybe find. So imagine, this is very fast. Imagine you have billions of data in there. Just store key value, and you can search them like this. It's different from the select statement from MySQL, from PostgreSQL. When you don't need to join tables, this is NoSQL. You may have read that, NoSQL is the future, MongoDB. No. PostgreSQL helps you structure your app like user, messages, friendship easier. But this is very powerful as well. If you just need to store a lot of records. Okay, it's very fast, super fast. And here's the cool thing. When you set data, it can automatically notify the people that listen to it. Whoa. A lot of databases don't do this. MySQL is PostgreSQL now can do it. But if I set name to be Harley, you guys are subscribing to Redis. You guys can get notified. That's why Rails uses Redis, and then it uses this for our notification between. The browsers can subscribe to Redis in the backend. Anything changes, Redis can maintain a connection. Redis will notify the browsers. Whoa. Okay, that's a lot to take in. Don't worry. All you need to know is that did you add the Redis gem? That's to talk to Redis. Right, similar to the active record gem to talk to my PostgreSQL. I did that. What else did I do? I tell it to connect to here. It's very similar to database YAML file that you never need to look at. When you deploy to Heroku actually tell you to use this database environment. Heroku actually modify your file and actually say, here. Heroku actually does this, the URL of the database. Right? But for Redis, it's very similar. Okay? So, Redis, I have this. Okay, let's try it now. Run Rails server. Now, Redis is the guy that runs your WebSocket server, not Rails anymore. Not adapter async. Async just means Rails run two things at the same time. In test, I think I can do that. Now go ahead.
So are we now running two servers, or are we just running Redis?
It's Rails is now passing this stuff through to Redis server. I have Redis server running. It will look like this, by the way. So let me just kill this Redis server. Okay, and I run Redis server again. It looks like this. Okay, and this is your server running, ready to accept connections. Cool. So when you run server, Rails server, it will connect to that guy. I think if you run the verbose mode, it will display some log here, but normally just leave it running. That's it. Here's the difference, guys. If I go to my app, everything looks the same. Except when I go to another process, not the Rails server process that the browser is talking to the client. If I run this right now, okay, I press enter. Okay, keep your eyes open. I hope it works. If not, yes! And that is now very powerful. Why is it powerful? Can we use this knowledge to display the flash announcements? Can we use this? The browser receives this, guys. So check this out. I go to announcement.js here. Okay? So now I should write code to insert announcement into page. You see how I just mispronounced it? I don't know, it looks right. Alright, now I need jQuery. Now say I need to insert navbar, and I insert it after that, and this is the HTML announcement HTML. Okay? And the announcement HTML, I don't know what it is, so maybe I use that flash messages there. Hello world, I copy this guy over here. You know, just for kicks, I just test this first. Do you guys see how I always will just try to do one very small thing at a time? You send something, okay, you know, I just announce that in here, right? You could put the data into the string. For now, I don't care. And then I need to insert it after navbar. So where is navbar? Here's something dangerous that you need to pay attention. Navbar is there. You see this $sign here? It's not jQuery. Okay, so if not jQuery, so actually it works quite weird. If I say after the navbar, insert me, hello, it doesn't understand. It's not an element. So I'm going to go to gem file, insert gem jQuery Rails. What else do I need to do? Go into this file, include jQuery before everything. Okay? None of these guys use jQuery, so if you want, you can put it here. But okay, it's the same. So now I need to restart my browser. Let's test one thing at a time. The first thing I test is whether this jQuery syntax makes sense or not. Go to navbar here, add hello world. Alright, now it's a real element. If you want to make it look nice, use the class title. Do you guys see that?
Redis doesn't need to be restarted. The status Redis.
No need. Yeah, keep Redis there. You can forget about it. It's just there. Right now, I'm just using HTML right now. I just loaded jQuery, and I make sure this query works. Do you guys see this? It's nice, right? What is it? It just finds this div, navbar, and insert another div after it, not inside it, after it. So you can do before, after, prepend, append. Prepend means insert at the beginning. Append means an insert at the end, but before it closes. You'd use append a lot in messages, chat messages, but we're using after right here. Okay? That's cool. Then, I now know that my announcement thing could work. Yeah? Let's try this. reload. Oh, check that out. And then I press this right here. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay. I send any data at all. This guy is doing hello world for me. So now there's a design decision again. Should the server send JSON or JavaScript or HTML? Think about it. Let me know in 2 minutes. And then explain why. Should this, I am going to send from the server down here. I send some data, right? Should I send JavaScript or JSON or HTML? What do you guys think? The answer is, of course, you can send any. It works. So just, but what do you like to send? Huh? What?
Your choice.
Yeah, your choice, no, but let's talk about the pros and cons. So this is like JSON. You're just sending data. Imagine this, right? You're sending a data that say title is hello world. Now if you send this title now, right? Up here, down you're gonna have data.title. Then you have to insert that into the string. Instead of this hello world here, it will be data.title. Okay? You have to change this into a backtick. This is JavaScript. So I'm showing you the first way. Sending the title. Okay? So let's try if it works or not. Refresh. This here. I will send title. That's hello world. This is hello class. Okay, so this is sending data. So it's like sending JSON. So what I just did is to decide what if I send JavaScript. I send data. So it's just like JSON. And then in your receive function, you can just pass that into the string. So this is like your ERB, but this is your EJS, right? Like this is JavaScript, the backtick symbol, and you can insert the variable in here. Now, if you want this success or not success, maybe data.type. Notice that success, error. So now I can send type is error or danger, for example. If I send this, do you guys think it will work? Send that. Look at the browser. I need to reload this. Reload the browser so it knows what to receive. And I'm going to send type danger here. I'm going to send this. Do you see that? Type is success. You see that? I can have any string I want.
So the answer was JSON.
Well, that is the first solution. Okay? So the answer is you can send in any of the 3 ways, but the next question is, what's the best way? What do you like about this method?
You send very little data.
Send very little data. Very nice. What do you not like about this method?
Well, everything has to be preloaded on the client. Like the JavaScript is already there.
Okay, well, it won't run, don't worry. So that one is completely fine. It just has the template it needs to use. The problem is, what if you change the way you display the flash messages? You have to go here and change. And where else do you have to go and change? Go here. And they are completely different code. But they render the same thing. This is, do not repeat yourself, right? You run into this problem when you build a chat app like Ajax. It's like, should I render with, So when you do this, you send data. It's good if you have a front-end guy and a back-end guy, and you guys don't talk to each other. you like, well, you talk to each other by data. That's one way, sure. Okay? I'm going to show you the second way. The second way is like this. Do you see this title anything, type success stuff? I already showed you that you can use the flash messages. So if you say here, success is hello, you get this whole thing. Why not send this? So when you do this, I'm going to send helper dot flash messages success hello success. Now you're sending HTML. I'm going to give it a value, okay? It should be an object. So HTML, your data is HTML like this. Okay? Now if I press enter here, I go here, this will be like this because it doesn't know what it is. How? My announcement.js now should be different. Should now just insert data.html. Bam! Isn't that beautiful? You have full control. The front end guy doesn't have to do anything. The back end guy can make the whole thing beautiful. So let's reload this. I prove to you if hello success, that's hello success. This is reusing your code, right? So flash error, hello danger. So it should be hello danger, yeah? So that's the second way, send HTML. What about sending JavaScript? That is a bit crazy, no? I can call it anything. Again, I changed the script here to be like script. Hello? Hey, JavaScript. So I'm going to be like alert. Haha, I am hacking you. Alright, so that is script. I can send JavaScript. So technically, I can send this, guys. I can send this navbar thing. Append or after. Okay? Each one, like, each one hack. Okay, like that. That's a script. I need the client to execute the script. Okay? Now, of course, if I do this right now, there's nothing, undefined, because data.html is nothing. So what do I do instead? I say data.script. That's what I send, right? Evaluate it. Whoa, that's really dangerous. You just run any kind of JavaScript. Yeah, it's okay. The server decide what to run, not anyone else. So let's try this. I press this again. Hack. Can you believe, right? That is beautiful, right? You can send anything under the sun now. Alert. Hello. Did you guys see that? Holy moly, right? You can pop up anything. So which approach do you guys prefer?
Second.
The script one is cool, huh? Technically, you can do this scripting. Okay, it go over the top, but you can render, for example, you can render the, for example, messages, create.js.erb. Okay, this is extra. Only maybe one or two of you can understand this. Let's say application controller .render. You can actually render this template using some variable, and then you turn that into JavaScript, and then you send the whole thing. But in your create.js.erb, what do? You call render partial of the HTML page. So the JS ERB is calling Ruby ERB. And then the JavaScript thing is sending the JS ERB to the browser eval the JavaScript. Okay, that's too much. Okay. Now that's the beauty of it, but let's do the simple way. You like the second one?
Yeah,
Let's.
it seems like a real.
It's very straightforward, right? So you can say if data.html exists, maybe you can do that like this. Okay? And then what do? Navbar. Here you know exactly what to do. So after, okay? And then insert data.html to it. Alright? So now action cable, this broadcast script like this. Now not script, it's HTML. And then helper.flash messages. success. Okay? And then this guy, one more time, reload this to make sure it get the latest JavaScript. This guy run like this, and it works again. And now that we know this statement, you don't call it like this, guys. You create something like this. Rails generate model announcement. What do you put in there? Maybe announcement, just the announcement body, right? And then Rails generate, maybe I just go really lazy, okay? Rails generate scaffold, announcement, body. It's string, right? You can make it text if you like, okay? Now, if I have this already, and I db migrate, let's check this out. I now have announcement because they add this in my routes. Okay, I'm going to go to announcement controller. Note that I can learn a lot from this. But what can you do after people create an announcement? After saving here? After saving, what should I do, guys? Exactly. So I'm gonna move this. You see when I have this block, I just call do. Here, do and, yeah. Change that to do and because it's multiple lines. And because it's before I redirect, I'm gonna say, hey man, action cable server, please broadcast this announcement. Okay. What do you want to broadcast? Helper. Unfortunately, in controller is helpers. So it's a bit weird. Flash messages. Oh, we even have the flash here. That's cool, but it's okay. I just passed. So I could pass this. Guys, it's a bit funny, huh? No, look at this. I move this flash line up here. As if you don't understand, it's the same. It's just I move it up here. Okay? At the flash, I will redirect. Now this redirect has the flash. But if I want to display to other user this flash, so I just pass in that flash to this flash messages. So this return me the HTML. But I need to give it a hash, right? An object. So HTML, my data is HTML flash. Are we okay? Alright, so we will broadcast if this person submit an announcement. Let's try. Announce. Submit. Right? This is the flash, but why is it not showing over here? Let's double check, yeah? So run it one more time. Let's really check like this broadcast to announcement here. Make sure it really run this line. Announcement was successfully created. Server broadcast. I think it should work, no? Why is it not working? Let's try again. Right? It works, but you don't want to announce this, to be honest. What do you want to announce? So technically I'm wrong there. It's like that's a useless notice. Announcement was successfully, okay, successfully announced to people, right? Display to users. Alright, that's what we want. And in here we want to announce. Notice announcement dot body. Alright guys, check this out. This is the admin page that someone, right, need to send an announcement, hey, earthquake or whatever. So let's say, what do I announce now?
Lunch.
Time to lunch! Okay, so time to get lunch. Thank you. And do this, and everyone will get it, except it doesn't work. Oh, guys, what's going on? Help. Did I actually type anything wrong? Oh, I forgot the HTML part. Now, whether you can remember this or not, but you all can agree with me, this is a pretty damn cool thing. Yeah? Okay, so after lunch, do the lab thing. And for your homework thing, all the Facebook notification stuff, you can now implement. Someone send you a message, you should see all this dot thing. I'll add the notes on how to add the dot using the batch. It's an add-on. It's not. It doesn't come with Boomod, but there's a Boomod badge add-on that can help you do that. Okay.